Washington, D.
Put this on this good chat. There we go.
Are we up? I think we're up. Welcome, 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 everyone.
Oh yeah, I see you typing in the chat.
Welcome.
Yep, live on Facebook too.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Absolutely. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Come on in. We'll give everybody a moment to come into the room.
Happy Friday, everybody.
Yes, happy Friday. Let us know in the chat where you're watching from. Drop your name, drop some hellos, drop some Finance Fridays so we can know you guys are here and you can see us.
If you're on here early, speak how y'all feeling, how your day going, where you tuning in from.
We got another good letter again this Friday. The letters are coming in. It's another juicy one. Hopefully we can help someone again this week.
Oh, yep, it says YouTube as well. Somebody in here watching. I can't see who it is, but there's somebody in here.
Okay, good, good. Yeah, I have we should be Facebook Live and YouTube Live, and hopefully the next time we stream, I'm gonna try to, keep adding and see if we can get us on Instagram, get us on a IG. So our IG followers can follow us as well.
Will on here.
Hey, Will.
Will in the chat.
Thanks for joining us this evening. We definitely appreciate it.
Oh yeah, some more people on Facebook watch from Facebook too.
Okay, good, good. Okay, Rome said he see us. Perfect. That's all I just wanted to make sure everybody could see us. Our technical difficulties are over. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. We're going to get started with this week's Finance Friday letter so we can hop right on in. Again, it's definitely a good one. So again, welcome, welcome, welcome to this week's Finance Friday, the CEO Lounge. I am your host, Dr. Ebony MacArthur, broker owner at MacArthur Realty Group, broker owner in Maryland, DC, Virginia, and Pennsylvania. And I'm here with none other than my oldest son, my co-host.
I'm I Am Brand CEO, one of the co-founders of I Am Brand Mental Health.
Absolutely.
Appreciate all y'all for tuning in today.
Yes, thank you guys for being here. We definitely appreciate it. I want to hop into this juicy letter. Please feel free to leave your comments as we go through the letter. We will be responding to all of your comments. Oh, wait a minute. I see some comments here. All right, Will, we see you here. Love you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for tuning in. All right, we got Roman here as well. All right, you want to hop right on into it?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's get to it.
All right, let's get started.
I got something to do this Friday, so I'm ready.
Yes. So the subject of this week's letter is my mom is my biggest financial liability. Oh. Dear Dr. Ebb and I Am Brand CEO, first off, I love the energy you two bring, but I need help because my Finance Friday is looking like a financial funeral. I'm 24 years old, just graduated, and I'm trying to build my own brand and buy my first condo. I've been wondering why my credit card applications keep getting denied when I've never even owned a credit card. Well, I finally pulled my credit report and I found out I've been bankrolling my mother's lifestyle since I was 15 years old. There are utility bills from 3 different states, a repossession from 2022, and a $5,000 personal loan all in my name. When I confronted her, she got emotional and said, I had to put food in your mouth and keep a roof over your head. I did what I had to do for the family. Now she wants me to co-sign for a new SUV because her current car is breaking down. She says if I don't help her, I'm forgetting where I came from. Dr. Ebb, how do I fix a credit report full of my mother's mistakes without putting my own mom in jail. And I am brand CEO. How am I supposed to build an empire when my own foundation is being stripped away by the person who raised me? I feel like I'm being blackmailed by family loyalty. Do I choose my future or my mother? Signed, the designated provider against my will.
Against my will. You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
Oh, this one is a lot to unpack. Okay, so I'll go first. First off, sending your mom to jail is that's diabolical. Number one,
Yeah, that's crazy.
definitely don't send your mom to jail. It is true that she's the one that has put a roof over your head and food on the table. I do truly believe as a mother that she probably did her best. Maybe this was not done in malice. Maybe her back was just against the wall throughout life. I do feel like that maybe you guys should have a conversation and hopefully she's on a good foot now. It seems like from the letter, maybe not. Maybe she's still having some financial struggles. But maybe you guys can sit down and have a conversation and attempt to see where she can help fix and right some of her wrongs. Like that really would be the true answer, is to try to right some of her wrongs. But definitely don't send your mom to jail. Don't report her. You can fix your credit. It's a ton of ways to still, fix your credit, to work on everything. Hey, JR, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. But definitely don't send your mom to jail. Don't do that. All of this can be fixed. I know that you're trying to do some things in the future. I probably would need a little bit more details on how much is still lingering on credit. Is this things in collections? A lot of times, honestly, you might be able to reach out to some of the creditors and let them know, your date of birth and so forth, so they can know you are underage for some of those things that were done before you turn 18, since he said basically since the age of 15. But I think, working together to try to fix this. Hopefully she's open to assisting you and try to, again, just righting her wrongs. I'm gonna stop and let you join in.
I agree. I would say, I don't think it's the end of the world with her. Like, I don't think her mom was intentionally trying to give her a low credit score and, have her start off on a bad foot. I feel like her mom may have been being honest by basically saying, like, she was putting food on the table. She was trying to do her best. And I mean, that happens to a lot of people, that their parents or family members might try to put something in their name for credit, thinking it's going to work out one way. So, I mean, maybe, like you said, we would need a little bit more information, but maybe, her mom was trying to, put them in a better position and just didn't work out that way. So I don't feel like her mom was being malicious intentionally. But at this point, now that you're an adult, I would say my advice would be that if your mom wasn't the one to start building the wealth or wasn't able to start building wealth, then it's time for mom to take a back seat. I'm not co-signing on your SUV. that's for one. I'm already in debt, so I'm definitely not going to co-sign for you. But yeah, I would just sit down and communicate with your mom and let her know that, you appreciate everything she's done and this is your life. And I would, even give her a little rundown of your plan of the things you would be willing to do to help y'all out even more, help yourself out. Like, I would let her know, you're trying to get some of this stuff off your credit and that you wouldn't be able to co-sign for her right now and stuff. So she definitely need to have a conversation with her mom first and foremost and just let her know that, I appreciate you for trying to put food on the table and putting your best foot forward, but her mom now has to, let her take over and trust that she will, put them in a better position than what she was able to do. So I feel
Yeah.
like all of this time, if you can't just keep doing the same thing over and over. If mom couldn't do it from 15 to 24, it might be time for mom to let somebody else, take their swing at it.
Yeah, and this gonna take some time. So, like you said, it's been a lot of damage. So it's gonna take easily 12 months of on time, every time payments. I don't even know if they have the funds to get this stuff caught up. Like I said, let's just say we don't have the details, but let's just say that some of this stuff is in collections and it's just kind of sitting. I was trying to call, see if you can settle some of this debt, see if you can get some of it cleared up. Because again, it is possibly stripping away your foundation. If you want to move forward and you have that financial literacy up under you, wherever you learned it. I'm assuming it possibly wasn't from mom, unfortunately, but wherever you learned that, when you know better, you do better, and you're trying to move forward in that direction, then you definitely need to kind of reestablish that foundation. And it's going to start by going backwards, which I know nobody wants to do that, but you're going to have to go backwards and try to get some of these things cleared up, trying to get it settled. See if someone will allow, some of these creditors will allow you to be able to settle these things, or possibly remove them, again, like I said earlier, just because of your age, without necessarily needing a police report, because sometimes they do want you to file a police report if you're saying that someone stole your identity, because that's really what it is. I mean, it's really stealing your identity. And I know that once, I'll just share my story. Once I found out that a family member stole my identity. And actually, no, twice a family member stole my identity against my will. Once I was underage, so I had that cleared up. I think that person was like either selling insurance or they were selling something. And I guess on commission, they would get more transactions if they signed people up. So they signed me up for something that I had no idea. I wasn't even close to that family member. They were just signing people up. I found out about it when I was probably either 18 or 19. And like you said, that's right around that time where I started buying real estate and I started being interested in doing more things with my credit. And I found out about it. I'm almost sure I did not have to file a police report on that person, because I don't remember doing something like that. I think that I called and had to send in like my birth certificate, maybe social security cards and stuff like that. And they were able to get it cleared up. So that's why I'm saying, for that example, they may be able to do something like that to get it cleared up. But definitely don't co-sign for the SUV. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't add on to the baggage. And I would definitely tell her also, like, where her mom basically saying, like, oh, you forgot where you came from. Like, don't allow, even if it's your mom, like, you just got to have a conversation sometimes. Like, I don't know. I feel like you got to have that person where, I mean, y'all can sometimes agree to disagree, or even if sometimes they don't fully understand it, that they'll, trust you enough, or, put the faith in you enough to, like, okay, I don't understand it, but let's see, what they're going to do. So I feel like I don't like her mom is trying to, like, guilt trip her to be like, oh, you forgot where you came from. Like, I didn't gave you loans, and you didn't took other stuff out of my name. Like, I'm not about to get you a car. I mean, it don't say your car is completely broke down. It say it's breaking down. So
And
whatever
we're
you
not
can
about the
still.
trauma bond. No, we trying to get
Yeah.
yeah, we're not about the trauma bond together and go back into my heartaches. Like, we know we all been through something. We all have things going on. But mom, this is not the time for us to trauma bond. Like, we need to fix these things, because you never know. They may be able to get this condo even in the next 12 months. Like, that's a short amount of time to possibly get some of this fixed up and cleaned up. So don't be discouraged, because 12, 24 months max, even by the age of 25, you may be able to do a whole restart and kind of get yourself back on your feet, get this condo, and maybe it'll put you in a position where you can truly help your mom if she really is in a financial strain, even after all of these years. But we're not going to trauma bond. You're not going to guilt trip me on something that I did not have any hand in. But the main thing is just moving forward and trying to figure out how to fix it. So I do love the fact that they don't seem to be holding a grudge. Like, I'm not speaking to my mom, all of that stuff, because that's like a whole nother level. So I'm glad that that is not happening in the letter. But they also say, they feel like they're being blackmailed a little bit because of that guilt that their mom is putting on them about all of that. And that's understandable. I do want to make it very clear that their feelings are justified. Like, it's okay to feel like you kind of got screwed a little bit, and that your own mother kind of did you pretty dirty. And now you got to fix this, and kind of got you on a very slow start of some things that you want to achieve. And again, starting backwards from day one is kind of messed up, because you're really trying to just start your life at 24 and really establish yourself. And now you're going all the way backwards to clean up some stuff that, again, may take you another 2 years of a setback.
Yeah, and just for people watching, I mean, I would just ask y'all, like, if y'all can put in the chat a little bit, like,
yeah, what's your thoughts?
what would y'all think if y'all had, something going on with your mom or an important family member, mom, wife, anything like that, and they were basically asking for financial assistance. They want to use your name. Hey, can you put me as a sole proprietor on your car? Can you do this and do that? But it's not really working out for you. Like, how would y'all have a conversation? Would y'all take mom to jail? Like, what would y'all do? Because I feel like the daughter is basically she's trying to get her life on the right track. She's saying that she wants to fix her credit and stuff to get a condo. She wants to fix her business. Mom is just like, well, I want to ride around luxury. Mom didn't really say, okay, can you co-sign for me to do X, Y, and Z besides get the car? And the daughter's actually trying to, build stuff that can create wealth and more success.
Yeah, I'm assuming, like you said, that this is the oldest child. I'm just going to make that assumption. But for some reason, if there are other children that are at least 18 that mom may not have done this to, then it may be an opportunity for a family meeting, and maybe someone else can possibly open up a line of credit, add someone, add the 24-year-old, the oldest child, as a authorized user to try to help start some established credit that is new, clean credit, to have some things in good standing from the gate. So but I'm just assuming, again, we need a little bit more information, but I am assuming that this is the oldest child, because typically that's how it's worked. The firstborn might get, some things. Oh, it looked like we have Will left a comment in the chat. Tough topic, but definitely have to step away from mom on a financial level. Absolutely, because materialistic things only last periodically. Financial freedom goes through generations if done right. That's so true. You know what I'm
So
saying? Like
true.
that's really, really true, that somebody got to start. And the one thing that we always say, Monte, is that like when you're trying to be that one to step aside from everyone else, sometimes it really, most of the time, you might be the only one in your generation or the only one in your bloodline thus far that you know of that's trying to do things right. It might be something that her mother did to her. So maybe she didn't see anything wrong with it. So sometimes you do got to take a step back and just look at the full picture. So again, to me, it doesn't seem like they're upset and like kind of not speaking with their mom or hating their mom, but some of those generational curses just got to be broken. We just got to stop doing those things. We have to give our children the opportunity to start with a clear slate, a clean slate moving forward, especially financially, and educate them on financial literacy versus another generation that's starting behind the eight ball.
Yeah, I feel like also I would be helpful to know what's her mom's age. Like, is mom at an age where, I mean, if she's 24, is mom in her late 40s? Is she 60s? Like, what's mom age? Because mom might can sit down and be helpful as well. Like, hey, you did mess it up, but I know it wasn't malicious or intentional. But let's fix this thing. Like, I'm not gonna co-sign for you or put nothing into your name again. But as I'm fixing my credit and as I'm reaching out, writing these letters to the credit bureaus, and as I'm getting trade lines and trying to build my stuff back up, you can be learning the information at least. So at least once I get mine fixed, then we can start working on fixing mine. So we not just
Hey,
all
Julie.
one person. What's up, Jules?
Yeah, and freeze your credit. Don't let mom enter your stuff no more. Go on all three bureaus and freeze
Yeah.
your credit. Stop letting people just tap into your stuff. Now that freeze it so that it's measures now that you are becoming a little more financially sound and you have this newfound information. Freeze your credit report so that you won't have this incident. And anybody else is out there that is worried about identity theft or think that they may have a family member or know that that is the generations of their family previously where people go and do things like that, go and freeze all three bureaus so that mom won't even have the opportunity to go into your stuff anymore. And trust me, she probably gonna be pissed at you when she find out you put the freeze on there, but still go freeze your credit so that no one else can tap into your stuff. So that will allow you also to not have any more inquiries, no more soft pulls, and allow you to really reset. I know they haven't brought up the topic of like bankruptcy or anything like that. And I don't want to say that that would be even close to my first option. Settling some of this debt will probably be something that I attempt to do first. But we also don't know their financial situation. At 24 years old, I don't know how much income. I don't know if this is a college student. Like, we just don't have that much information. So, if they can't settle this stuff and it's just out of hand, because they said $5,000 in a personal loan, but it's a car repossession. So, I mean, that could be 20, 30,000. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what that
Yeah.
number would look like. So just think about that possibly being an option. Again, don't use some of those things as a downfall. This wasn't something that was your fault. If you have to do a hard reset, something like a bankruptcy, then don't knock yourself because of those things. You can reset in 2 years from a bankruptcy as well. So just depending on how far this debt has gotten, that may also be an option just for you to know 100% that you're starting fresh and then freeze your credit.
Yeah, a lot of people probably didn't even know that. So hopefully, if that ever happens to you, or somebody that may be going through something like that, you might can let them know, hey, maybe you should think about freezing your credit until you find out what's the next steps you want to do. But yeah, I don't think that her mom was being, like I said, malicious or intentional, especially because she said that her mom got emotional when she did confront her about it. So, I mean, maybe she wasn't trying to harm her, but it's game time now, ma. So ain't no time to be emotional. Let's figure out, how to fix this. That'll be the next step. I feel like one, and I don't just want to say like our people, but that's what mostly happens with like our people usually go through a lot of stuff like this and have to fix it, or one of their cousins might have took out a loan in their name or this and that. So I feel like we shouldn't, we got to find solutions. We can't just sit around and be like, oh, well, I'm in, what did she say, financial funeral. Like, no, ain't no financial funeral. You're only 24 years old. Even like you said, even if it take 12 to 24 months, let's figure out how can we bounce back and how can we shake back from this. So I feel like they just need to sit down and write out a plan. That would be my, one of my most important information to give her would be to have a plan, write it down, and stick to your plan and see where that gets you. Don't just wing it. Don't just feel like you're in a financial funeral. Like sometimes in these letters, I'll be noticing it's a lot of like negative talk. Like you got to switch your thought process by saying, don't switch it from financial funeral. Say, hey, Dr. Ebb and I am brand CEO. How can I start a financial comeback versus a financial funeral? Like this is the situation I'm in, but I'm trying to bounce back. So you got to change your mindset before it'll actually show up in paper or on your account.
Yeah, Will left a comment. Trying to live above our means before building a foundation is our people's biggest battle within ourselves. I mean, that's basically what it is every time. Like we can't get ahead of the game because we already starting out with not a solid foundation. I mean, time and time again, I already hear, nobody taught me. My mom didn't teach me. Her mom didn't teach her. Nobody, we don't know. So the lack of education is already there, and then I mean, we talked about this last Friday. Then the flashy things get in play because look at mom. Like you said, how old is mom? Right about this SUV.
That's what I was going to say. Like, she's talking about she needs a new car. Your daughter literally can't. She's literally saying she's getting denied from opening a credit card. So if I'm getting denied from getting access to $1,000 or $5,000, why would I was co-sign on your card? Like, where's mom's husband? Where's dad? Where's somebody else? Like, it doesn't all have to be on you. So, I wouldn't feel bad or nothing. Sometimes you just got to tell people no. That's another thing that I feel like a lot of things happen. And when I say us, I mean in the black community. I'm going to just go ahead and say it. Like, in the black, like, I feel like, and I don't know. I'm not another race or ethnicity. I don't know. I only can speak for the black community, but I see it more often with our own people than anybody else, where we trying to guilt trip somebody else for not helping us. Or he got the sauce. He not trying to help me out. Or I see that don't belong to you. Like some of
That's
my
what I want to speak about next.
the
Yeah.
daughter can have $50,000. It's okay for her to say no. Like
Yeah.
if that person is treating you a different way because you said no, they not entitled to that from you. You have the right to say no and feel how you want to feel about it. So
Well, what I want to know is we didn't really deep dive on this part of the letter, but she talked a lot about this family loyalty. So I want the chat to kind of chime in on this as well while we discuss the family loyalty piece, because I don't want to go past that with this particular letter, because I know, again, like you said, we only can talk about us because we have never been, I've never lived the life of another culture. So I don't want to, deep dive into how things happen over there. It's just what we see. But we are just speaking from our community. I see that a lot in our community with this family loyalty thing. Like people will allow family members to do so many things to them, including holding them back. And I say this week after week where, I just always had the mindset like, I'm not going to hurt me. I'm not going to do something time after time after time that is hurting me, even especially at the expense of someone else. Like, at least if I'm ruining stuff for me, let me ruin my life. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Yeah.
want you to ruin my life. Let me ruin my own life. Let me ruin my own financial standings. But someone else just time after time doing that. And I just see it so much. And family loyalty plays a huge part of it. And I'm not saying go cut all your family members off, don't be like me. And don't cut everybody, don't cut all your family members off because of things like that. And also I want to add that, we have to understand in our community how to forgive and forget and still have peace and grace behind it, and still not, people think that when you do have to step away from your family for a moment because of that family loyalty, that you're holding a grudge. And that doesn't mean that at all. Like, you just may want better for you. Like, it's not that you have anything against anybody else. It just seems like, again, Miss Designated Provider just literally just wants to get her life back in order. She wants to get things back on track for her. It doesn't mean that she's holding a grudge against mom. Don't feel any kind of way against mom. But sometimes, in order to reset, the truth of the matter is she may have to step away from mom for a tiny bit. Like, the relationship may change, because if you just constantly keep hearing, if you go to have this conversation with mom and she just keeps trying to make you feel like you're wrong and she didn't do anything, and you owe me because I brought you into this world, that's not going to fix it. So you might have to get in an environment where the conversation is a little different. So just know that doesn't necessarily mean or have anything. Josie said focusing and prioritizing yourself is key. It's 1,000% the key. I mean, you have to do that at some point, and just know that you can do that in peace. Like, you can still love on your family and your loved ones, but possibly from a little bit of a distance. You may have to.
Yeah.
And again, I said this last week, I believe in having a seat. It doesn't mean, people will sometimes take it personal, that you not being around is personal on them. Like, it's okay for you to heal, you know what I'm saying, without it being a slight on someone else. I just say all that to say, be okay with prioritizing yourself.
Yeah, like I couldn't said it better. Like I was saying, and I said it the past couple of Finance Fridays. I feel like when you are a giver, like, takers don't really have limits. So you gotta, know when to say no and know when to stand firm on that. And I also look at different people, not a certain type of way, but I can separate the people from. I can tell if you acting a little funny because we haven't spoken 2 weeks. Like, I'm busy. I got friends I talk to every day that have children. I can't just expect them to pick up the phone every time I call. Like, maybe they busy. They have work as well. They might be tired. Like, a lot of times I feel like we give ourselves to other people and stuff, and we
Hey,
don't.
India. I see India's in the chat. Thanks for
Hi,
commenting.
India. Thank you for joining in today. I feel like a lot of people don't understand that it's okay to also take a mental reset or a mental break. Like, you have to make sure that you're okay first before you can, start pouring into other people's glass and stuff like that, or you'll drain yourself out. Like, you can't, there's literally nothing else you can give to mom. If you can't get money for yourself, how can I give you money? I can't do it. It's impossible. So we need to write down the plan and figure it out.
Yeah, a few weeks ago, in church, pastor had preached about um, giving from a dry well, and it's something that just stuck with me, because I feel like, again, our community does that so much. Like, and I'll start saying that to people, like, how are you giving to somebody from the pits of nothing? Like, how you think that you're helping somebody out by doing that, and you sitting home miserable, just, I mean, drowning in sorrow, just drowning in everything, and you think, no matter what, I just want to help out. But you're literally giving. You're supposed to, like, God wants us to give from overflow. So you should already be in a place of overflow when you start giving. If you're giving from nothing, like, you're absolutely not helping yourself. So that is a thin line as well, just in the letter, to make sure, you can't keep giving with this SUV from the bottom of nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
mom is really tripping with saying, I want you to co-sign on the SUV, especially now that she knows the gig is up. You know what I'm saying? You know what she done. And
Yeah,
it's
you didn't even.
unfortunate that she didn't even, explain this previously. She didn't even tell you and sit you down to say, these some things I've done. Let me help you clear it up. Like, you had to find it out. And now she still want more from you.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, mom didn't even tell her. You literally had to go find it out on your own. But I also feel like I don't really fault the daughter as much. Like, if you just don't know about it, then I mean, it can't really fault you as much. But I feel like going again back to our community. This is what we tell each other is real. Hey, if I got $1 and I break it with you and we split it 50 cent, 50 cent, I'm real. I'm breaking bread with you. That's like, I only have $1. I really probably can't even. So as you get older and you start getting more responsibilities and it start coming to business and family, it has to be, or friendship, like it has to be some type of line right there. Like, yeah, it might be cool when we was kids if all I had was $1 and we went to go, get 4 bags of 25-cent chips. That's cool. Now I just shared with you, love you, we family. But if I only got $5 as an adult, I don't really want to give you my 250. But that's is what we tell each other. Hey, that's real. Like, you helped me out. That's real. Like, you a real one. You looked out for me. Yeah, I looked out for you, but now I'm over here struggling for the next 2 weeks. And then when I ask you for my 250 back, oh, I get paid Friday. And now I don't even want to ask you for it a second time because I feel like I'm asking you for my stuff back. And now what you needed back that bad? Like, now it's a problem that,
Now
like,
you broke. Now you
yeah,
broke and
like,
doing bad just because all you want is your money back. You know what I'm saying? Now it's a
yeah.
whole narrative out there like you're not really. I don't think Monte doing as good as he say he was doing because
He
all
need
you
his
want
little
is your money
$50 back. I thought he was doing something. I know he ain't tripping over $50. Yes, I need my $50 back.
back. Will said, and that doesn't mean your heart changes for your love. That's what I'm saying. Your loved ones just means you have a bigger vision than what's going on currently. That's all I'm basically trying to say. Like your heart doesn't change. It's just a mindset thing. Like somehow is the narrative is that you feel some kind of way or something. And it's really not. Like I try to express that all the time. Like I have no ill will. I have no, ill will in my heart. I don't want anything bad to happen to you. I'm not holding a grudge. It's just I want more for me. Like, is that okay? You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
just want a little more for me and my family. And I want to be the first one to step up and do something different. I just say that all the time. You know what I'm saying? I want to be the first one to step. If nobody else going to do something different, I want to do something different. I want to start changing the narrative on a bunch of things. And if there's no family traditions, I want to start them. I want to be the one to get my finances together. Hopefully, they want to do the same thing. They want to get their finances together and possibly now start taking family trips, like start traditions, like things like that. Sometimes it takes that first person in that generation to step up. And please, when you know better, just do better. Like now that you know better and like they clearly know that all of this not right. You know what I'm saying? Because it is some people who mother or family member doing all of this and they kind of okay with it. Like they ain't said a word because it's like it is what it is. I gotta look out because they also don't want better. They don't want to do something different. But when you know better, it's definitely time to do better. Like make a change, flip this around, get yourself back on your feet. And I just want to reiterate that it's not the end. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people will just assume. Hey Kiana, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for tuning in today.
People will just assume it's the end. So I just want to just say that as much as possible because that's something can really mess up somebody's mental. Like people can really start going into depression behind their finances. Like that's the biggest thing to break up relationships. Like this person is 24, so they didn't say that they were married, but at 24, a lot of times people have, a relationship. Sometimes they are dating someone, and what if that other person was in a whole different situation and they want to try to start building up life with them. Like this could trickle down, on and on and on. So that's why it's like when you know better, you have to do better and no more doing anything else for mom. Freeze your credit, get people off your stuff, get them off your credit, start monitoring your credit also to make sure that all of these things are getting cleared off. Again, if things are sitting in collections, start making the phone calls. It's going to be a little bit of work. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a little bit of work of what you have to do, but 12 to 24 months max. And even worst case scenario, if you have to file bankruptcy, 2 years, you could be back on your feet. So worst case scenario is 24 months. So this is not the end.
Yeah, I feel like in order to see change, you got to change something. So, and I also feel like me personally, God will not give you what He wants you to have until you are ready to have it. Let me see real fast. Thrill said to the daughter, "Please don't let mom's attitude discourage you from your goals." Yeah, I feel like I feel like God won't give it to you till He wants you to have it. So maybe He does want you to have, this Turk on here. What's going on, cuz? Appreciate you for tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, I feel like God won't give you something He wants you to have it. Maybe He does want you to, be a 6 figure, 7 figure earner. But if He see that every time you get $500, you just give it away, He like, wait, this is for you, my son or my daughter. This is not for you to give to everybody else. They gonna have their own race, and I'll give them what I want them to have when it's time. Or like you said, God wants you to give from your, overflow. So you get to your right mindset and everything, and I give you your abundance, then you can start giving from. But you can't give from the bare minimum.
Yeah, it's just never going to work that way. I mean, it's just never going to work. Like this is our third or fourth letter since we started the segment, and we starting to see a routine of the same things. And I know that it's true because I see it all the time in business. It's just you're never going to get ahead doing things this way. And I know that everyone's goal is to have that financial freedom, and everyone's goal is to be in a comfortable space financially because I always, I say this all the time, Monte. I mean, money, they say money can't buy you happiness, but money can get you out of bad situation, and it can get you out of bad situation quick.
Yeah, money
So
can't
that's
buy
the reason why
happiness,
money is
but
important.
it can change your situation. And
Change your
I'll be
situation
the first to
quickly.
say, money buys my happiness. So I don't care what y'all talk about.
I've
It buys
always been
my
pretty
happiness.
happy with money myself. I might, if I don't say so myself, if my account is looking good and things are looking good financially, I typically feel pretty happy. However, I don't want to fight against the old saying that some people may have billions and trillions of dollars and for some reason still, fall into depression. So what I will say is that money can change your situation and it can change it quickly. So if you are learning more about financial literacy, learning how to save, budget, track your expenses, freeze your credit, make sure that you're on a good foot, I promise you all of these sorrows that you're feeling right now will start to turn around pretty quickly the more you start being a little more financially sound and you have a little more money in your pocket, you have a little more savings, your credit score starts increasing. Like that will definitely yes.
Julie said the people who say it doesn't buy happiness can give her the money.
Yes. Yes. Money always seemed to put a smile on my face. And like I said, worst case scenario, it can always get me out of bad situation. Whenever I'm in it, just think about it. I always challenge people. Think about any situation you're in right now. Could money fix it?
Yeah, me personally, I always feel like I don't. Me being a mental health guy, I feel like anybody can go through mental health, but I will say, and nobody probably ever heard me saying this, so I hope you won't find that Friday to hear it. I do kind of tilt my head a little bit to rich people who have so many mental health problems. I feel like if you do have the money and the finances, yes, it doesn't buy happiness. So we just kind of joking. We not really saying money buy happiness, but money will change your situation. But I feel like you can have all the money in the world and then be completely lonely, or you might not have family. Your family might be sick, or your loved ones might have passed away. So it is different stuff. Like I'm not saying money just does buy happiness, but it will definitely change your situation though for sure. Like I always say, or always joke around and say like a lot of the young kids out here today, like you're not depressed, you don't have anger problems, you just need to get some money. You just probably got $50 in your account, so you upset arguing with your girl and doing all of that. You
Yeah,
go
you
get
just
a couple dollars, you'll be all right. And if you're not all right and you still feeling down, I guarantee you'll feel a little bit better than what you was feeling at first.
give yourself an opportunity to get your money up a little bit and then see if you still feel the same way. And I, like you said, I do believe it's always an exception to every rule. So yes, we're joking, but it's an exception to every rule. Some people do have so much money where, it doesn't even matter anymore. They've had it for so long. They just are lonely, depressed. They got a bunch of yes men around them. It could be a ton of different reasons. So, again, like you said, we're just joking with that. However, most average people that are going through these situations, like before you get too depressed and too down on yourself, because that's what will happen. People will get down on themselves and start, coming at themselves about certain things and start feeling bad about themselves. Give yourself 12 to 24 months to get yourself on your feet, get your credit score up a little bit, get your savings up a little bit. And I promise you that will start changing some things and start making you feel a lot better as well. Rome said that's why at times you got to have short hands and deep pockets. Yes.
Yo, that's my guy. He talk, hey Thrill, you see wrong. He talking about short ass and deep pockets. No, for real though.
Yeah, you got to. I mean, you have to. It really does help. And again, I say this week after week. If you have tuned in every week, I'm going to say it again. Sometimes it's time to have a seat. And they
Yeah.
may have to have a seat while they get this cleaned up. It's time to have a seat. So in the middle of this, you may not be able to, and it's not your fault, especially for our letter. It's not their fault, but they may have to have a seat a little bit. They may not be able to travel, hang out as much and so forth, because they may have to start getting some of these things together. But this is really what they have to do to reset. So this may be a moment, and it's okay. 24 is so young to have a seat. I mean, it's perfectly fine. My dad used to always say to me, "You're young. You have your whole life ahead of me." He still says that to me. I'm 42, and my dad still says, "You're young. You have your whole life ahead of you." And he would say to me, even in my 20s and 30s, when I would say, "Dad, I think I'm going to buy a house in another state and move away and so forth," he would always say, "Go ahead. You can go move to another state for 20 years and still come back and still be young." He would always say, and still have so much more life to live. So I always started drilling that in my mind. So who you're around and so forth really is important. So again, I don't know if you have to step back from mom or not, but if you do, just know it's time to have a seat. It's time to do a hard reset on finances. And just in the process of of resetting your finances, reset the people around you a little bit. Look into your circle. Just do a whole self-analysis of things while you're trying to go to this next level, because that'll be important as well.
Yeah, I just want to say real quick before we get into some quick hits. One, like my mom was saying, like, I mean, 12 to 24 months is not a lot of time. Like, a lot of people, some people, like the young lady who wrote the letter, the young woman, I will say that, some people, you might just have some obstacles to come across with. Okay, I got to dig myself out of this hole. Like, things happen. It's life. Like Kodak Black, he say, everything ain't gonna be sunshine and rose petals every day. It's life. It's ups and downs. Every day not supposed to just be the best day ever. When it rains, it pours. But the one I always say personally, when it rains, it pours. But the ones who get to the top is the ones that learn how to dance in that rain. So you gotta really, think, are you out here still getting coffee every day, stopping at Starbucks? Like, are you making, in order to see a change, you gotta change something. So are you trying to change your finances? Are you saving up a little more? Is every dollar you get, you spending it? Like, it's easy to make money, but it's hard to save money. So like, just watch your habits. Like my mom was saying, watch the people that's around you. If everybody around you is asking to hold a dollar, you probably in the wrong circle. Like, you probably should, figure something out. Like, wait, this ain't working over here. Let me step back myself. Let me go get something. So then when they do ask me, can they hold a dollar? I have a dollar to give them, but I can't sit here with y'all all day and we asking each other to hold a dollar and nobody have a dollar. So I just feel like, take it one day at a time. And I feel like, especially younger people, if you under the age of 30, you under the age of 40, even if you're 40 years old, if you're under 50 and you counting yourself out already, who's going to count you in? Like, nobody's coming to save you. So you got to have that mentality. Like, if I don't have nothing but my boxes and they just throw me out in the woods, I'm gonna struggle for a little bit, but I'm gonna come back with a whole chinchilla coat on from different animals and this and that. You just gotta have that mentality. And I was saying that earlier when I was posting the flyer for Finance Friday today, that we was gonna cover some money mindset. Everything not always about the physical money, the physical, like me being a trader. I've seen people sit on their trading screen with $500, $1,000, and just watching the screen. It's like, that's money mindset. Like, you have to, if somebody had $1,000 right here, and I'm saying, here go $1,000, are you gonna tell that person, oh no, I'm gonna wait like 5 minutes and see if it's gonna be see if you give me 1,500? No, you're gonna take it because it's hard money. It's not digital money. But when you trading, it's digital money. So you saying $1,000, you're like, I'm gonna wait for it to go up a little bit more. Maybe I can get 1,300 or something. So I feel like mindset is a huge thing today. Like, like I said, I really didn't like the financial funeral, how she worded that. Like, I feel like mindset is a big thing. It's always, you always can come back. I feel like as long as you wake up, you able, you can move, you're healthy, it's always a time for a comeback story. And everybody know everybody loves a good comeback story. So just
Yeah,
make sure you
everybody love a
believe
good
in
time.
yourself. You
Yeah.
never count it out. I don't care how bad you feel you down, how much debt you in, how much if you people that been homeless and then been rich. It go both ways. People that been millionaires and then been broke, like rock bottom. So you never count it out. As long as God give you another chance, another day, then you can figure something out and just do it brick by brick. It might not be in a timely fashion that you wanted to, but you never count it out. You always got time to keep going.
And I was just going to add, that's one thing I love about the conversation from the generations, because I didn't know Kodak Black said that. I barely know who Kodak Black is. I think I've seen him before, but I have no idea. So Monte just gave us a Kodak Black quote that I would have never shared with y'all because I never heard that before.
Yeah, if you get on TikTok or like it's like a viral video going around from a couple years ago, and Kodak just basically, I think he got no shirt on and he just outside. And he just basically like, it ain't always gonna be sunshine and rain, homie. Like this life. Like everything ain't. You're not supposed to get up every day and everything just turn out or work in your favor. Like I don't even know if that would be fun. Like I wouldn't want to. I don't know. Me personally, yes, we all want to get to the top, but I feel like it's a lot better when you go through trials and tribulations, and then you can see if, like we was talking about last week, you see your success pay off versus you just like, oh, Kanye West is my dad, Kim K is my mom, I got all of this money. Like, yeah, it's nice that you're rich. Like, I'm not saying that you don't want to be wealthy and stuff, but I feel like it's beauty in the struggle. So like,
Yes,
if you're
lessons.
really built for it, then you love the process, like the ups and the downs, especially being an entrepreneur. Like, I don't think some people understand being an entrepreneur. Nobody's coming on Friday to give you a check. Like you gotta figure out, but the bill's still gonna be there. So it's
Well,
like
we
it's
said
part of the
obstacles help
process.
you learn and grow. I was just saying that it's just all about the lessons. Like it makes you stronger, and it's nothing like having that success story. It's just people love a success story. People love to hear someone's background and kind of where they came from and that struggle from the beginning to where they are now. So you're just going to learn so much more from it, is my opinion. So you're
And for
going to
everybody that's in the
grow.
chat that may not know, Jules is my mom's middle daughter, second
Oh
to
yeah.
youngest child. That's my younger sister. And I know Julie don't want to. I'm sorry, Julie, but my younger sister was hospitalized at one point in her time in her life for almost a year, and now she's a freshman at one of the biggest universities in the world, at LSU, Louisiana State University. So with her saying, obstacles help you learn and grow, like I've never heard this little girl complain anything, and now she's growing up to be like the best young woman ever. So like, if you just can't count yourself out. Like no matter what your situation is, as
Yeah.
long as you
Strong.
believe that you can get through it, you can get through it. And that's coming from I Am Brand CEO.
Yeah, so strong and motivated, and again, just has, and like you said, she's gonna kill us because she don't like to share
Yeah,
it. But
she
one,
not,
one
she
day
gonna text me after this, but I'm sorry, dude. It looped in.
she's gonna kill us because she don't like to share. But one day, this is part of her story, and one day she will share it with the world, and share it proudly, and people will be inspired. She put the
She pissed.
and people will be inspired. So like you said, that it's always a lesson behind every obstacle. So continue to grow, continue to learn, and just know when you know better, do better. Don't stay in the storm. Nobody wants to stay in the storm. If you're in the middle of the storm right now, get out of the storm. Keep going forward. Don't just mope and sit in the storm. Like nobody wants to do that. The wind hitting you, lightning coming, everything. Get out the storm. Just keep pushing forward until you see the daylight and the sunlight and get out the storm. So that's my last piece before we get into quick hits. Do you have some quick hits you want to start with?
Yeah, I'll start with my quick hit. So
And let me do a little introduction because I don't think we did. So after we finish our Finance Friday letter, we have a little segment called Quick Hit. So as you know, Monte is the stock expert and I am the real estate guru. So he'll give some quick hits in the stock market. So we like to just end every Finance Friday with not only our letters, but just some tidbits that you can take away from the stock market, what's currently happening, maybe some current trends, any little thing that we can share. And then I'll share some things on the real estate side as well.
So first on just on like some financial literacy, quick hits, quick gems. I would say, with the war stuff going on, just pay attention. Like I don't really have any, exact stocks or go buy this. I'm like all the time when you're an investor is not a time to, which right now is a good time to start investing with everything going on in the world. It's a good time to start investing, but before you just take your own money that you might not even really have to invest, learn about what you're investing in. Like don't just hear somebody say something now you about to buy this. So I would say, the things that you use on a daily basis. If you know you shop at Nike once a week, maybe you should go see, hey, how much is a Nike stock? If you know you use Google every day to look up this, or I'm on Netflix every day, I watch Netflix. Like go look up and see how much is one share of of Netflix? How much is one share of Google? And just slowly but surely start to put small amounts into that. So if you don't know where to start at when it comes to investing, invest in the stuff that you use every day. And I will say, I think I've been bringing up Wall Street Trapper a lot. So I'm gonna just use him as somebody who is a great person to learn about different stocks, because not only do he teach you stocks and stuff, but he also give you a lot of information. So one of the things that had hit me this week that he was talking about, he basically was saying that like the five biblical pillars of like what wealth is built on. The first one will be courage. The second one is vision. The third one is faith. The fourth one is stewardship, and the fifth one is succession. And the first one really stuck with me a lot. Like I'm not gonna go through all five of them with y'all, but the first one, courage, it really stuck with me a lot because when he was breaking it down, he basically was saying that, like we were saying earlier with this young lady, this young woman and her mom, when you are trying to build wealth, you have to have the courage. A lot of us are coming from families and generations where you the first one to do this. Nobody else has ever built wealth. It's scary. It's tough. So like with everybody in your ear and they saying, "Oh, you can't do this," or "What about that?" Like it's a lot of everybody. You can't tell me how to be a millionaire and you're not a millionaire. So it's like if you're the first one to try to build that wealth, you having that courage is such a big thing because it's not easy to do. If it was easy to build wealth, everybody in your family would be doing it. So you got to think of how many generations you're behind, and for you to be the first one to try to take the leap of faith to build that wealth, it takes a ton of vision and it takes a ton of courage. Because like we were just talking about, your family might say, "Oh, you forgot where you came from." I'm on the path to wealth. I'm building this wealth right now. It takes courage to say, "You know what, mom? I gotta I gotta sit you to the side for a second. I love you, but I'm gonna talk to you in 3 weeks. Let me figure this out real quick. I'm about to try to boost this credit score, and I'm gonna get us rocking and rolling." So again, I'm gonna just repeat the five pillars to building wealth, and Wall Street Trapper is the one who listed these. It just happened to resonate with me. Courage is the first one. Vision, you got to have vision to build wealth. You have to have faith. Like I was saying, if you don't believe in yourself, nobody is going to believe in you. You have to have stewardship, and the last one is succession. So I just feel like for the invest in stuff that you use every day, or start to learn about it. Don't just everybody can sit here and have a conversation and say, "Oh, I want to invest in this. I want to start trading. I want to start real estate." Go learn about it on your own, though. You can't start real estate if you're not learning about it or you're not interested in it. When you go to sit down on your couch, if you saying, "I want to get into real estate," but you turning on Netflix or the NFL game, you're not showing yourself you want to get into real estate. You got to, if you want to see a change, you got to change things that you're doing. So I feel like that courage out of those five pillars is a big one, because it takes a lot of courage to get knocked down and get back up on your feet and shrug it off. And it take a lot of courage to keep going through the storm. You got to think how many people, everybody not gonna make it through the storm. So I feel like that's what make you different. Like if you able to get in the rain and you out there in the storm and you just getting soaked and soaked and soaked, and you like, you know what, the bag is getting heavier because it's wet now, but we ain't gonna sit here forever. Come on, get up. We gonna keep it moving. I feel like having that courage and having that vision, like money mindset, I feel like was a big one for this letter today. So I know we was talking about credit and family and loyalty and stuff like that, but if you didn't really take away from the fact of that mindset, of whether it's financial mindset or just having faith in yourself, that mindset, like it take a different mindset to get to that next level. So just start believing in yourself and just believe that you can do it, and take it one step at a time, day by day.
Yeah, I really, really love that. And I saw Wall Street Trapper speak about that. I saw it online and I watched that segment. And before I do my quick hit, I just wanted to say, like, the courage is something. If you haven't seen that speech that he gave, then go follow him on. Shout out to Wall Street Trapper. Go follow him on Instagram. But that's so huge, because I can tell you right now, everybody counted your girl out. You know what I'm saying? Everybody definitely counted me out. And a part of my story, which I'm not going to get into at all, you can go purchase my book, The Fragrance of a Resilient Woman, if you want to know my story, on Amazon.
Or watch
However,
episode 1 of I Am Mental Health Podcast. She
absolutely,
tells her story on there as well.
Yep, I told my story on Monte's Mental Health Podcast. But if you want to know more about my story, I will definitely just add that everybody counted your girl out. So when I tell my story, I always pause and want people to not necessarily focus on the story itself. I always want them to focus on the courage that it took to make those steps and make the decisions that I made at the age that I decided to make the decisions. So that's what I'll leave everyone with today, is just, that courage as well is just so important, because it takes a lot to step aside from what everyone else is doing and for you to even say you're going to do something different. I always tell people, especially you want to be an entrepreneur, don't even say the word entrepreneur if you ain't got the heart. Don't come to me and ask me, how do you get the heart to be, how do you get the motivation? No, you already need to come motivated. It's a certain amount of want that you got to already have. But just outside of everything else, that's just the only thing I focus on, and I'll add when it comes to my story personally, is just everybody counted your girl out. Just know that, and that it takes a lot of courage to be able to make certain decisions in life and to be able to step away from the pack. So and you may be that black sheep when you do that. So just know, the designated provider in our letter, you may be crowned the black sheep of the family. And the thing about it is, you got to be okay with that. You have to be okay with some of those things in order for you to get to the next step. So I'll just add my quick hits. Like you said, let me just start off. Everything that's happening with Iran, and was everything that's going on with the bombings and so forth, has affected interest rates in the real estate market. However, 2 years ago, we were closing transactions at almost 8% interest rates. And right now, I have a pre-approval letter at 5.47%. So just know that if you were waiting for the time to come into the market because you were waiting for rates to be down, we are definitely below 6%. Even with not perfect credit, I've been seeing some 6.5%. So just know that those things are still out there. This is the time to start educating yourself. I also have a nonprofit organization where I host free seminars on a consistent basis. So tomorrow we're actually having a free first-time homebuyer seminar. Tuesday, March 10th, from 5 to 8 p.m. at MacArthur Realty Group. If you're a business owner, if you're interested in becoming a business owner, if you're thinking about starting a business, if you have that courage and you have that money mindset, but you just need a little bit of the education, but you go hard, come on out on Tuesday. We host those 4 times a year. Those are quarterly seminars that we host with a room of business owners. Get around some like-minded people ASAP. Not tomorrow, ASAP, yesterday. Get around some like-minded people if this is the path and a journey that you would like with your life. Right now, I think we have 105 businesses registered, and it's just like that every single time. This is going to show me how much people want it. You know what I'm saying? Things like that just kind of get me riled up inside, when I throw these events, because I'm just like, I just love our community that even want it, because everybody don't want it. I can tell you that right now. Everybody don't want it. So I love when I see people that are even interested and have the courage to step out there and say that they want a little more for themselves. On next Saturday, March 14th, if you're interested in becoming a real estate investor, it don't have to be today or tomorrow. If you want the knowledge, you want the information, I'm hosting a free in-person seminar at the office between 12 and 3 p.m. So I just want to outline some of those events with some education for our community on some of these things in real estate. But just know federal grants are still funding. I talked about that a few weeks ago. We still have money. 2025, that money ran out in like 2.5 weeks. It's been 2 weeks now, and we still have some funds. So if you're interested in $20,000 up to $20,000 in first-time home buyer grants, those are still funding as well. We are still considered to be in a buyer's market. I know sometimes people ask me, how's the market? What market are we in? Buyers have the advantage right now. So if you're a buyer, that not only means an owner occupant buyer. If you're looking to invest, that's still a buyer. Those opportunities are there. I've been helping a ton of investors. I feel like right now I'm flooded with investors who are buying up properties, tenant placement. I'm doing a ton of tenant placement. So if you see me post all of these rental properties that are available, I just have a ton of clients that are investors and private landlords that are looking to put people into their properties. And you could be next. You could be building wealth through real estate, also getting some people into your investment properties. So come on out to the free seminar. And I think that is it for my quick hits this week. I don't know if you have a mental health takeaway that you want to end us with, or do you have something, some last thoughts you want to share?
I would just say, put yourself in front of the information. It's 2026. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody feels sorry for you. Everybody has a sad story. Put yourself in front of the information.
Hey, Will, I didn't see my other client and good friend Will.
Thank you for tuning in, Mr. Snowden. We appreciate you. But yeah, I would just say, if you want to learn something, like it's not gonna be easy, but as long as it's possible, that's all you need is an opportunity. So like you got a lot of resources out here. You can reach out to me. You can reach out to Dr. Broker Ebb. You can message any of our business pages. You got ChatGPT. You got YouTube. Like we in one of the easiest times to at least learn the information. So once you get yourself in front of the information and you learn it, that's the first step. But you can't just sit around and saying, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want to do better. And you're doing the same thing every day you wake up. You got to, change something in order to, see change. So that would be my last thing I really wanted to say is just put yourself in front of the information and give yourself a shot. Like give yourself, knowledge is power. Like Jules said, knowledge is power, give yourself a shot, put yourself in front of the information, give yourself a chance to see how far you can go. Don't just put yourself down. If you have a bad day, cool. It's okay to have bad days. It's okay to have bad weeks, but don't have a bad month. We're not having bad years. Like get yourself back in the game. Everybody has a bad day. So that's my last thing. And, just don't forget to check on your strong friends. That'll be my mental health, hit for the day. Don't forget to check on your strong friends. 9 times out of 10, that person you see that's always pushing and smiling, just shoot them a little text and, hey, I hope you okay. Hope everything, just check on them. So don't forget to check on your strong friends. And we appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. We've been on here for an hour and 3 minutes. And I know it's Friday. I know y'all have stuff to do. So I can't stress enough how appreciative we are that, y'all giving us y'all time.
Yes, we're so thankful. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. And we will be back next Friday for our Finance Friday segment, the CEO Lounge. We thank you again, everybody, for participating. I always tell people on social media that my oldest son is like me times 10. So once you get him in here talking about real estate and finance and stocks and all that, he can go too. You know what I'm saying? We can go toe to toe for hours. So we're going to let y'all go.
Make sure y'all subscribe to the YouTube.
Subscribe to our YouTube.
Repost us so other people can tune in that might want this information. I hope y'all, paid attention to everything. Like my mom was saying, the first time home buyer seminar and everything. You can go see that in person. Just put yourself in the rooms to get the information. Even if you're not ready to buy a home this year or next year, it won't hurt you to know the information. Even if you're not big on mental health or real estate, it won't hurt you to know the information, invest in. So put yourselves in the room with the information, and we appreciate y'all. We see y'all again next Friday.
Send your anonymous letters to financefridayletters@gmail.com. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it. Yeah. Everybody have a safe Friday.
If any of y'all have any questions or letters, anything like that, like my mom said, send the emails right here at the bottom. Y'all can see it scrolling. Send y'all letters in. Everything will remain completely anonymous if y'all ever want us to, chime in on any of y'all situations or anything like that. So appreciate y'all, man.
Appreciate y'all. Have a good evening.